All right. So, hello.
Hi.
I am Rajesh Ketkar. This is my sign name. I'm the project coordinator at Mukbadir Mandal. You might
Okay.
have been seeing me for all the news which I keep sharing on YouTube. I did get an award from YouTube recently for having over 1 lakh subscribers.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, my videos specifically are made for the deaf community because all TV channels, most of the information is in spoken languages, so it's not accessible for deaf people. The thing is that we or MBM, I don't make my own news. I read newspapers and then translate the same in ISL for deaf community to understand. Also, I would like to give you a little background about MBM, Mukbadir Mandal. It was started by the late Amrup Bhai Patel. This is 1972. That was uh, he was the founder, and he focused on livelihoods, basically training them to get some type of job, mostly tailoring. And that was a time when I wasn't even born. And most of the deaf people, at that time after the training, started setting up their own businesses at their homes, and it was all because of Amrut Bhai, because of his efforts. Uh, After his efforts, what happened is this, like, this movement. I mean, the fact that everybody was starting business, this died down. Everybody started looking for jobs. And 1973, Amrut Bhai also got an award from the national authorities because of his excellent efforts to promote self livelihood skills. And every year they would have competitions, right, related to sports, uh, regarding livelihood skills. But then what I did is, I mean, what we started was another vertical on news. That's how I come into the picture. So let me now share how we got to invite you, Isha. Yeah, Vibhuti, who is my wife. She was looking at the Instagram, your channel on bags, your handle, and she really liked the fact that they're all vegan items. And it's a very, very nice concept that you do not use any kind of animal products. So, she bought that and she found it really, really beautiful. She also read your article and the story about you and your family. And she was like awestruck that you were CA, you're a chartered accountant, and you quit your job to start your own business. So, this was something Vibhuti was really interested in informing our community, that is the deaf community. She translated that entire article in sign language. So people were like, why would anybody do that? Quit their CA job to start their own business? But it gave a lot of hope to people. And I was talking to Vibhuti that this was a great thing you did. There were a lot of questions. People liked the item a lot. So from these this experience, I also I'm very, very thoughtful about the deaf community. And there, even in the deaf community, there is a lot of everybody wants a job. But I think that shouldn't be the case. You can set up small businesses. It could be a tea stall, it could be a food thing, it could be anything. But no, they want jobs. But also the education part for the deaf is very difficult. Most of them are not even 10th or 12th passed, and the population of deaf people in the country is 18 million. So with this, not everybody is getting good education. They are not ready to start businesses. So I spoke to Vibhuti, and we discussed that why not inspire people by a role model who has done the same, and that is the reason we invited you for this interview. And the fact is, deaf people are very, very artistic. They are very visual. They have the skills, they have the intelligence, but the only thing is they are afraid, that apprehension of starting a business, taking that first step. The second thing is the communication challenges, because that is very, very important for business, right? So with that, what I'll do is invite Vibhuti, and she will take forward the interview with you. So now I'll take your leave. Anything you wanted to ask me, Isha?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Rajesh, I was constantly just looking at you. I never looked at the interpreter because I was trying to understand what you were trying to say. And honestly, there were so many parts where I could understand what you were trying to say. And I was like, wow, this is phenomenal. And before I get into any details, I want to thank you guys that uh, the moment we saw that video, it just deeply touched our hearts so much that how beautifully it was portrayed. I think no words could have done justice. um uh, no words, honestly, no words could have done justice with but the way that video was explaining our journey. And in a way, maybe we were not able to kind of capture, we were not able to communicate our story to this community. And I'm glad that you guys took this. I don't know, we are a small homegrown brand. I don't know how you found us, and you took our story. And I think I'm really, really thankful to MBM, to your wife Vibhuti, and to you. So you guys are doing a phenomenal job, and I love the way you were explaining. This is, I think, the first time I'm encountering a proper conversation like this, and it's just and I would disagree with you. I feel there's a lot of there's a lot of creativity, but I think it's just unexplored. um uh, and I'm sure that if people have the right opportunity,
Yeah,
they can grow bigger, and just go to better horizons.
absolutely. Absolutely. Really, really happy. Thank you so much. Honestly, deaf people, uh, the language they use, a lot of people, have this misconception that it is not an actual language, but that's
Hmm.
not the case. Sign language has its own grammar. It's the mother tongue of deaf people. And you said that you understand, or you understood most of it. So hopefully, this is really, really good. More and more hearing people can take a little, inspiration from this. So now I would like to visit Vibhuti. She will take forward the questioning, the questions. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rajesh. It was lovely meeting you, and it was lovely speaking to you. Hi, Vibhuti.
Hi, nice meeting you. Thank you for your time. It really feels nice. I am Vibhuti, and this is my sign name. This is part of deaf culture. We all have sign names, which is given to us actually. I am the general secretary of the Women's Forum at Mukpadin Mandal. And most of my work focuses on building awareness, sensitizing women, mostly, regarding pregnancy, when they go to the doctors, how do they communicate, how do they make it accessible? So, we get doctors to some sessions where they give talks about pregnancy, communication during doctor's visit, women get awareness. Most of my work focuses on empowerment and awareness of women. The second thing is uh, the news channels which we have. We read, news articles, and then I also help in the translation and signing of the news on the news channel. Yeah. So before the question, I, wanted to let you know that how did we get to know about you and how did we get this idea? On Instagram, your handle, I think you made a reel, which I saw,
Okay.
and I used to keep seeing your reels, and then I happened to get to see your website where there were so many beautiful bags and really, really skilled artwork on that. And I saw the story, and one of those stories, which you were talking about your transition from your, job as a CA, and then you went on to your business, right? So that was something I was really, really interested in. And, you know, uh, I kept that. And the important part was that, that you focused on making your items cruelty free, made it vegan. And, whatever materials we want to put in the bag, I think the bag I got from you, from your label, was so cool. Everything I put in was so comfortable and snug inside. So I was like, this is really cool. I really have to ensure that deaf community knows about. So when we did the translation, there were so many people getting, connecting with me. How did she do it? What materials? How can we get in touch? This, that. So we have some questions, and yeah, we'll ask you, and yeah,
Can
we'll take
I
the
can
answers.
I interrupt and maybe just have like a small conversation with her?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Please. Please.
Hi, Vibhuti. I'm somebody who's never out of words. Okay, I'm a talkative person. I can't do without speaking. I can't do without talking about a story. But honestly, you guys have just made me a little speechless. It was watching that video was something that really touched my heart. I told Rajesh the same thing, and the way you are, like I said, like I was constantly looking at you and I was trying to understand what you're like. I've never because this is a language that the deaf community speaks, right? So it's a little unknown territory for me, but it was so beautifully, like you were doing it so beautifully that I was just constantly trying to understand, okay, this is what she means. And I think the way you made that video and the way you have tried and explained, brought our story to the entire deaf community, is something which is just, I think we are going to be immensely grateful to you for doing that, for somehow spotting Maisha and doing it for your community. So thank you so much. And I just want to clarify one thing, that yes, I was pursuing chartered accountancy, but I'm not a chartered accountant. So before I could appear for my final exams, I somehow found Maisha, and that's when I left chartered accountancy and I started pursuing my dream, Maisha. But really thankful to you and your entire team at MBM.
You're very, very welcome. Thanks, Isha. Thank you. So, are you ready for the questions?
Yes, yes.
Okay, then. Great. So, the first question is that how did you, quit what you were doing, quit your job and start your own business? Because, you know, you must have heard these comments. Why did you do this? Why did you, leave it? But, you followed your dreams and you set up your business. So how did you feel?
So honestly, Vibhuti, I have been somebody who has been extremely creatively inclined since the time maybe I understood fashion. Right from when I was a kid, I used to kind of take my dadi's saris and I used to style them up, and so fashion was something that I absolutely adored. But I was good in academics, and your parents always want you to secure your career first before kind of getting into anything which is more risky, or like that. So since I was good in my studies, my and I used to love accounts, so I wanted to go to NIFT actually. But I was being told by my family that you're so good in your academics, secure your career first, and then maybe you can think about following your passion or following your hobby. So I ditched my dream of going to NIFT. And since I was really good at accounts and I loved accounts, and I used to love playing with numbers and everything, I thought, let me give CA a try. And to be very honest, I just gave the first exam that is to be given very half-heartedly, wanting to not pass in that exam. But I think the universe had different plans for me, and somehow I managed to pass the exam. Even like I did not even study for that exam, but I just passed it. And I thought to myself that okay, maybe my life is, I'm supposed to do this, and I'm not supposed to choose designing over my career. And that is where my journey began. I started studying for chartered accountancy. I invested 5 years of my life in that field. But as soon as I completed my 3 years of internship post my intermediate exam, I realized that this is something that is, I can't see myself in this. Like my heart is not in it. Like I want to do something. I'm a creative person. I want to do something where I can just give my 500%. I can be the happiest version of myself and also not feel like I'm working a 9 to 5, a monotonous job every day. I can't do that. That's not me. And I think just I don't know how like this opportunity came. My husband was into packaging business, and I started going to office with him, still trying to figure out whether I want to complete my chartered accountancy or I want to give my dream of doing something in the creative field a chance. And it so happened that we received an order from a travel company. They wanted these bags, like these tote bags for travel purposes, that they wanted to give to their customers. And I told my husband, I was like, listen, this is something that is very interesting for me, let me design these bags for this client. So we made this really cute pastel tote bags with like travel quotes written on them. And that is when I found out. Uske pehle, I was like, if I go into like the fashion industry, I want to go into like the clothing and textile and the like the normal fashion world, right? But as soon as I tried and made these bags, I realized that there's so much that I can do in this, like the bag industry. Like there's not a lot of explored things that a lot of people have done, and there is so much that I could do. And I think, long story short, the universe did have different plans for me then, but things changed. And I finally took the decision that I really don't see myself being a chartered accountant. Even if I could take the degree, maybe I would have, if I would have studied and appeared for the final examinations once again. I did appear once, but I failed. So I had to kind of study again and give another attempt. I could have become a chartered accountant, but I would not have been happy. And for me, I feel like, if you're not happy doing something, how can you give your best version to anything, right? So I think somehow I landed up designing those bags. And that is where the journey of Maisha began. And like you said, while I was taking this decision, it was very, very difficult for me to even kind of stand up and tell my dad or tell my parents that, listen, I don't see myself becoming a chartered accountant. That was something which was very, very terrible, a terrible situation for me, because I was in tears. I was very, very anxious that what would they say, like what would they think about me, that why am I foregoing a career that I can have in CA for something that I don't even know is going to have a future of its own or not. But I think the only reason, and the only power that I maybe had at that time, that gave me the courage to kind of tell them that I don't want to continue with CA and I want to follow my passion, is because I was trying to do something that was going to make me happy. And I was very sure from my heart that I don't know whether I did not know at that time that this venture was going to be successful or not. But I knew one thing for sure, that if I pour my heart and soul into it, I know that, and with that a lot of hard work, I know that I'll be able to do something someday for sure. Not today, not tomorrow, maybe in a few years, but I was very sure of that. And I think that's how Maisha was born. Initially, we used to make a lot of customized gifts for birthday parties and wedding favors. We started with tie and dye products, and we got an opportunity from a fellow small business to take part in an exhibition, and that's when I started exploring with a lot of textures and fabrics. And I knew one thing for sure, that I wanted to go into something which was promoting our, the textile industry that we have in our country. It's so beautiful. Like, why wouldn't we want to do that? So leather was something which was a complete no-no for me always. And and I don't come from a designing background. I said, like, designing is something that comes from an instinct to me. So with Maisha, I've also learned a lot of things over a period of time. And I would say that we started in 2018, but even today I'm still learning. I'm still kind of ready to understand, okay, ye fabric mein aisa hota hai, isme aisa hota hai. So I think the journey from CA to Maisha was a pretty difficult journey. A lot of questions did come up. People did tell me that, are you sure you want to leave your career as a chartered accountant and follow your passion? And I think at that time I was not sure, but if they would have asked me that question today, I mean, I'm sure that I have an answer to that, that nothing comes before following your passion. Because when you do that, you're working hard endlessly. Like, even if I have to work at like 3 in the morning, I would not say no, because that's something that I'm doing for, like, that's something that keeps me going. So that's about it.
Yeah. So, something which you said, that in 2018, during that transition, during that journey, when you were making that first bag, and did you know designing? Did you know stitching? All of that time? How did you manage it?
No, like I said, I don't come from a designing background at all. But like, so my aunt is a fashion designer. So she lives with us. So I've grown up seeing her making sketches, talking to her tailors, how stitching is done. We had a unit, we had 2 or 3 tailors that used to sit at our house. So I've seen them working, stitching clothes and apparels. So that is what I had seen. Apart from that, no designing background at all. It is a very, like, for me, designing is a very intuitive process. And so with that, I kind of understood fabrics, I understood colors,
Your
I
mind and heart
understood.
is in it.
Sorry, I did not
Your mind
understand.
and heart are in it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, both of them guide you. You get
Yes,
your ideas, and then you have the passion, and that's how, you go forward, right?
absolutely. That's how it is.
Waving hands to you.
Thank you.
I want to ask you the second question, that, when you set up Maisha, I'm sure there would be challenges, right? Uh, what were these challenges that you faced, you know, and how did you solve them and all of that?
So one of the biggest challenge was, so it's a bootstrapped business. So one of the biggest challenges that we had at that time
Sorry,
was,
Isha, what is the meaning of the word bootstrap?
the meaning of the word bootstrapped is that we did not have any external finance that came from outside. Whatever capital was pulled inside the company was our own money. Now I have to change that, because after we came on Shark Tank, we have an investment from one of the sharks. But when we started, it was a completely self-financed business.
Right, right. So, uh, there would be challenges, right? You would make things, some won't sell. Sometimes you would have a lot of waste and you wouldn't know what to do with it. What were these kind of challenges?
So I think if I if I take back myself to the time when we started, one of the biggest challenges was, because I don't come from a designing background, was kind of even sitting with my karigars and understanding that bag banta kaise hai. Even if I had a picture or an idea in my mind, I had to sit and understand that what are the probabilities of things that we can do. Like for example, the fabric that I wanted to work with is a fabric that is majorly used in home decor. It's a very thick fabric. It's a woven fabric. It's very thick, and the properties are very different. One of the biggest challenges was to find the right karigar that could bring my vision into reality. So that was one of the biggest challenges that we were facing, because you don't like, at least in Ahmedabad where we stay, it's difficult to get the right craftsmen that can make these bags. So one was that. Second was, of course, like I said, technicalities, like because I'd not learned designing, so I was still learning. So that was something that, there was a lot of trial and error. That okay, the right kind of the right kind of vegan leather that we could use, because we were sure that we did not want to use animal leather. So sourcing the right kind of vegan leather, sourcing the right kind of accessories, um, sourcing the right kind of fabrics, and seeing that the colors don't bleed. So many small details. And I would say that the first bag that we made and the bags that we make now, we have grown with them, because we've also had our own share of experiences, and we've learned that okay, this does not work, this is not the quality that we want to give to our customers. We can make this even better, we can do this even better. So with time, we also kind of understood that this is where we can improve, this is where we can. And we took feedback very, very, like that was one of the, that was one of the pillars of strength of our brand, that we took feedback very seriously. And we were always yours to any feedback, any opinions, any suggestions that we would get from our customers. Even if there were 10 people following me at that time, I would be happy to take the feedback from them. The other challenge that I faced was, of course, transitioning from CA to, kind of actually doing it, and always questioning myself that did I take the right decision? Because it was a huge decision. It was something that had changed my life. So um, I was like, okay, I better I did not know at that time whether this was going to be like a successful business or not, but I better not fail is what something that always, I get questioning myself a lot.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. I mean, this is story of grit, right? Because like you said, there were only 10 subscribers at that time. And, you know, you, so you said that only 10 people would follow you, but that didn't mean, that didn't mean that you would leave or quit and go back to your, CA work. You kept at it, and with trial and error, you kept trying, and, it evolved. But I see that you are such a strong person, so courageous, because this is what we need from the deaf people also. If they see that their products are not selling, if they see that business is not doing well, that doesn't mean you change this line, right? So they can take, really learn from you. So waving hands again for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Isha.
So there's one more point that I want to add. One of the biggest challenges that we faced at that time was, so actually my father is also sitting right here, and so is my sister Anushri, and like they are so excited about this interview.
Sorry, your sister's name, I didn't get it.
Anushri. So actually, she's the one who saw the she saw the video, and she's like, Didi, you have to watch this. So all of us are so excited. We are sitting right here in the studio, and they're listening to our conversation. The challenge that I was talking about was
Say hello to them.
You all can
Hello. Hello. Yeah, thank you.
So was because when you don't come when I did not go to any school of designing, right? So when I wanted to communicate my idea that I had in my head कि मुझे इस type की bag, I want to make this kind of a bag, it was very difficult for me to communicate that with whoever I met. Okay, so if I went to my fabric vendor, uh, he was not able to understand what I was trying to say. I was not able to understand what he was trying to say, because there was a lot of technicality that was involved when he was trying to say something. um like how the fabric is made, the count of the fabric and all of that. So that was something which was very challenging for us. Also, to explain my vision to my craftsmen was something that was very challenging, because they used to speak these words that were alien to me at that time. So I think just like you guys are helping the deaf community communicate better, I think what I would want to say is that you have to keep going, you have to keep going, you have to keep going, and you have to keep learning. And I think the to and fro communication will definitely find its own way, but it'll take a little while.
Yes, absolutely. Great. Great. Thank you. That's really nice. So yeah, the third question is that, yeah, as you mentioned, that you didn't know if in the future you would be able to, carry forward this, you know. So, when you had started 2018, but, in the future, do you think, you know, do you want to continue this work, or you have something else in mind?
Oh, I would. Maisha is my baby, so I have my own baby now. But I keep on telling my son that Maisha is always going to be my first baby. So Maisha is not going anywhere. She's going to stay with me forever. So no second career choices, nothing.
Wow, so you're so confident about it. Really, really nice. So I, want to say, like, Isha, you set up your own business. What would be, I mean, your message to other people out there, irrespective of their gender, they, uh, it could be vegan material, or it could be leather, or whatever material they use. What will be your advice to other people who want to start their own business regarding, in this industry? And, what will you say to them to encourage them, if in case they have faced whatever kind of problems they have had, to continue on their path?
So honestly, I would not go into like any kind of particular industry. I would just talk about, any person, like, regardless of the gender, being an entrepreneur, starting your own business, no matter where you come from. Okay, I don't want to get into any particular industry, but just one message that I want to give out, and I always keep on saying this on my social media and whenever I speak to other people also, is that when you do something with a lot of things put together. So number one is when you do something with a lot of hard work, when you put your heart and soul into something, when you love what you do, and you're persistent and consistent with it. I think, yes, there are going to be failures. You're going to question whether I'm going on the right path or not. But if you have these five things that go along your journey, I think today or tomorrow you are going to find the light that you're looking for. And like I said, when we started, we had never anticipated that we'll one day see ourselves on a massive platform like Shark Tank. And the entire country would know about a small homegrown brand that was started in like a small room of the house, which was just, honestly, at that time, I would put it in a way where I could say that it was just a hobby. Okay. But that hobby was my passion, and we could convert that passion into a full grown startup. So you know don't shy away from working hard. I genuinely feel that if you work hard and if you have the guts to follow your dream, there's nobody who can stop you.
There are people who have already set up their business. What they, after a few years, after facing some hiccups, they would quit. What is your advice to them? That whatever kind of challenges you have faced, be at it. Any advice to those people?
So I mean, we've also faced our share of challenges. Every business does, right? Like if I just give you one of the personal challenges that I faced was my transition from getting pregnant and now having a baby. So this I would put it in a way where an entire bracket of 10 to 12 months have been one of the most challenging times for me, because um, for me, I used to wake up and I used to see Maisha, and I used to sleep and I used to, have Maisha in my mind. So that was one of the biggest challenges for me. And I did question that what will happen in my absence? Will we be able to continue the way we used to? Will we be able to do the same business we used to? Um, but that's about it, right? When you start doubting yourself is when things start creeping in, and that is when you're not giving your 100% to whatever you're working for. So when in doubt, I would feel that you should introspect and see where the problem is coming from rather than running from it. I think you should sit with yourself, have this conversation with yourself that, okay, where did I go wrong? What do I need to do to make it better? And is there a solution to this? So that is something that I think we really stick by, and that's not only me, my entire team that I have here. We all stick by that. One more thing I feel is that sometimes some things don't work for some people. And I feel that, we have this thing that I've invested so much. Like, for example, I have a few friends of mine who have invested their entire lives, like, 5, 6, 7, 8 years in the career of CA. CA is something which is like, it's known that it's a difficult field, right? But you know they are just not, they're very scared to accept the fact that, okay, I might want to try something, like I might want to shift and I might want to try something different. We don't have the courage to do that. So sometimes if things are not working for you and you genuinely feel that you could do some other thing better, it's okay to kind of have the courage, and it's okay to kind of move on. If you feel that there's a better opportunity and you can do things in a better way, why not?
Really, really nice. Thank you for explain this. I'll just this is the last question from my side. Mukpadir Mandal,
Once again,
MBM.
I hope I'm giving you the answers. Like, if there's anything that you want to ask me, if there's an answer that I've not given properly, please let me know.
No, 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 please, no problem at all. We feel so nice that you're feeling like expressing yourself freely. No problem at all. It's all clear. It's all good.
All right.
So the last question which we had for you is that Mukparid Mandal has collaborated with Orjet Foundation. Orjet Foundation. And the founders of this foundation, Sarvesh, Sarvesh Jain, that's his sign name.
Okay, I think
He's
I
from
just
Ahmedabad.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry.
I think I lost you. Okay.
Sorry, Isha, can I request you that when you're not speaking, can you please mute the mic? Uh, there's a little bit of background noise.
So I lost you guys. Can you please repeat?
Yeah, I told her. Yes. Yes, yes, definitely. So the last question is, Mukh Badir Mandal, that is MBM, has collaborated with an organization called Orjet Foundation, have been working together for quite some time. One of the founders from Ahmedabad, his name is Sarvesh Jain, and this is his sign name, Sarvesh. And Sarvesh's wife, her name is Dhara Jain, and that's her sign name. Both are deaf. Uh, Dhara also, has always been interested in empowering deaf community and members, especially women, teach them English, teach them children, basically deaf children, teach them literacy, English, math online, also art, also numeracy, maybe drama, moral stories and stuff like that. And they have a team of teachers and they do these kind of online tuitions. Dhara, in Ahmedabad, they, some stalls, hearing people have so many different programs and stalls. Dhara, who is really good in art and craft. Yeah, so she designs different kind of decorative items like plates and things to decorate your walls and stuff like that. And people buy those items, but she uses all that amount for the foundation, for the Orchard Foundation, to ensure deaf children, uh, you know, take care of the salaries of the teachers, etc. So he uses that fund for support. So since you are also in Ahmedabad, hopefully you meet Dhara and Sarvesh, and whenever you have time, they probably would like to meet you. You're on mute, Isha.
I would definitely love that. I would look forward to seeing them, and they're doing such a phenomenal job. So I think I would love to meet them. And you guys, please visit us. I would love to meet you, Vibhuti, you and Rajesh both. I would honestly look forward to that.
Sure, sure. Definitely we'll try to come. Definitely, definitely, yeah. Definitely. So now we have Rahul Gala,
Okay.
who is going to ask you some more questions. But thank you so much for taking the time and answering all our questions.
Thank you so much, Vibhuti. It was a pleasure speaking with you. And please continue inspiring everybody out there. Uh, you're doing amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right. Okay. Bye. Hi.
Hi, Rahul. Hi.
Hi, Isha. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well as well.
Yes, I am. So, first, I would like to say that I'm so impressed by your stories, and it's really, really inspirational.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rahul.
All right. So, I am Rahul. I am working with Mukbadir Mandal as an assistant director and financial advisor for the many deaf people who, are there, helping them to achieve their goals, guiding them financially. Yeah. So, Isha, some of the questions from Rajesh and Vibhuti, you answered very well. This is really, really happy. Makes us. So there are some questions which I also have. Are you ready? Some business questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope I have answers to all your questions.
Yes, yes. Plus, you know, just the fact that you are so natural and you're expressing so freely. I really love that.
Thank you. I would not. It's just that's just me. I'm unfiltered and I'm like this. With like I like being myself.
That's really nice. So, the success of your business, like you're saying, who were the people you want to thank? What were the key factors that have contributed to the success of your business?
I think the key factors, I would put it in a way where I would put these key factors and the key people. I think without them, Maisha would not have been anything. My dream would have just been a dream. And I think their belief in me uh, gave me the opportunity to,
Actually,
kind of be here today and be speaking with you all. So I would really like to thank my family, my father, for believing in me. Had he not, like, because he was the one who wanted me to do chartered accountancy, but his belief in me made me kind of want to go ahead and take that leap of faith. So my father the most, and my entire family, actually, because I was married by the time I started Maisha, right? So my husband, my family, my husband's family, all of these, all of my, like my closest family members, they've all been not only supportive, but they've believed in the vision and the dream that I have had. And this is not just for the sake of saying it, but they've seen me grow, like, and even when I did not have anything, I did not even know what I was going to do with Maisha. They believed in me then, they believe in me now, and I think I would not be anything without them. So yeah. Um, Rahul, I'm really sorry. I have a few people in the studio. Can you give me 2 minutes? I'll shift the meeting to my office. Just give me 2 minutes.
okay, yeah, sure, sure, no problem. Yes, please.
So, like I was saying, my family is, my everybody in my family is other people that I want to thank for, just believing in me and having the faith that I could do this and I could pull this off. And like, like when I
So, uh,
when I started, I was like I was pretty young and I did not have at that time also they kind of believed in me. And even today when I have to, my son is only 4 months old, but even today when I have to kind of, I want to get back to work, is when my everybody in my family was hands on, that you just go. and don't have the mom guilt. We are here, we are going to support you, and you just go follow your dreams.
So support and faith, these are the keys, this is the key to the success of your business, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right. The second question which I had, that your business, do you think social media helps, uh, is important for your business? Yeah, social media could be any of the social media handles, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Did it help your business grow? Is it important?
So I think for Maisha, for our business, I think social media was something without which we would have not grown with such like so I think the basis of the entire of the whole brand is social media, is Instagram in particular, and that's where the journey actually began. So like I said, I love speaking to people, and that's how I am. I'm unfiltered, and I'm like this with everybody. That quality I kind of put into my work also. So since the time we started, social media was something where I used to, kind of share stories, and I used to share like just my everyday life with my customers, and not only promote my products. We used to build stories around the kind of products that we used to make, how we make them, who makes them, and what is the story behind the product? Like, why did I end up making this product? Or if I'm traveling with a bag, I would take my community along with me while I'm traveling. Or just to give you an example, if somebody has placed an order, we would pack that order for them, make a video, and put it up. So I think social media has played an integral part in the growth of our business, and we started with a few hundred followers, and today we have a community of almost 300,000 followers. So I think that in itself, I'm not kind of boosting it up, but I think
Yes, I
that
saw.
yeah. So that in itself is something which one, we are really proud of, and two, we are really thankful for, that the kind of communication. So basically, social media, when I talk about social media, the kind of communication that we have with our audience is a very one-on-one connection that we have with each one of them. It's like as if I'm speaking to uh, every single one of those 300,000 people. So I think communication is also one of the core strengths of our business. I would not say our product is our core strength. Our product comes much later. The kind of communication that we have with our community is I think the pillar of strength of the brand.
I did see that you were talking about sharing stories about who the craftsmen are, and who would you do the packing, you make the videos. So it's also, a little transparency, in the business when you sharing these things with the customers, which is, I think, something very, very important.
Rahul, honestly, I feel is times have changed, right? If we talk about growing a business, uh, maybe what, like 6 7 years before today, things were very different. Customers were not aware. Today, consumers are very aware of a lot of things, and I would say if the consumer is aware, it's our job to be as transparent as possible with them and not fool them, correct? So that is one thing I feel we should be very authentic towards. And I also feel that we have COVID to thank too. Because of COVID, I feel it has given an opportunity to so many homegrown brands and small businesses to kind of have that kind of platform, and just a second. So that's my father, Nayan.
Hello.
There's an urgency. Sorry, that's just, I'm really sorry. Yeah.
No worries.
So I think for us at Maisha, COVID was a blessing in disguise. It gave us an opportunity that maybe we would have not imagined. So all of that put together is something that's amazing.
So, there is, one thing which I see you have followed, that anything bad is an opportunity. Anything which doesn't go well is an opportunity, right? Is that something you follow?
Um,
I really hope, I really hope that, that people do learn from what your journey, that any mistake, anything which you are doing, if you feel there is some kind of a barrier, that means a new door opens up.
I agree with you. I feel like I would not be somebody who would become a rebel and be like, okay, if I have this challenge, I might as well just go, go face it all in. But I honestly understand what you're trying to say, and I think that's something that I follow in my life also. That with that barrier also comes a different version of yourself, and the version of yourself that wants to kind of, get better at it. So that's what I followed throughout.
Yes, yes, absolutely. That's so nice. That's so nice. So, I think we have just a couple of questions left. So, what are the plans for your future? You want to set up, or you want to reach out to all the 28 states of our country. What is the future plan for scaling?
So there was this one thing that we said when we came to Shark Tank was that it's our dream to see at least one Maisha bag in every woman's closet. So regardless of the geographic boundaries, I think we'd like to see at least one Maisha bag in every woman's closet. So that is something which is a dream, and we are making it true every day. But for now, we are trying to capture the domestic market as much as we can. We are trying to have a place for Maisha physically in different states of India, be it on airports or different boutique stores across the country. And we're also taking up opportunities where we can take Maisha to different countries as well. So we are visiting and we are taking part in various trade fairs that happen across the country, outside the country. And we are trying to explore what the opportunities are for our business and how we can, you know, um, grow from a domestic brand to an international brand.
I really hope that one day, everybody would see that one day, yeah, one day I hope everybody in the world knows your name.
Thank you. Thank you. We are manifesting the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, the fact is, the faith you have, and the kind of work you're doing, I'm sure, it will happen in the
Thank
future.
you. Thank you.
What I see now is that, there's so many other businesses who are doing the same kind. I mean, they're making bags, but how do you, what is your idea to stay ahead of the competition?
So I think, like I said, the products that we make are something which, they are something that anybody can make, to be very honest. There is no science in the products that we make. But what somebody cannot copy is the kind of communication that we have with our customers. So, like I said, the kind of authentic, organic communication that we have with our customers, the way we take them through the entire journey or of telling stories and being very transparent with them as if it's a brand talking to them personally, that I don't think so anybody can copy. And I think that is one of the biggest advantages that we have against our competitors. That being said, I also feel that what we keep on doing is we keep on I don't know if you you followed our entire journey, but what we try to do is we try to keep on coming up with a lot of new products every now and then. And so one of the biggest channels of our sales comes from gifting. So people love gifting our products to their loved ones. So I think that is a zone that we have. I think I can say that we have really aced. And so communication is one where I think competition is not going to be. I mean, we are going to be ahead of our competition. Number two is, of course, the price points that we have for our products. We try and keep them. We, like we say, we want people to impulsively just pick up a product if they really like it. So when we take part in exhibitions, people usually come there with, they're just impulsive buyers, right? Now I want to price my products in such a way that they don't have to think twice or thrice before actually wanting that bag. Of course, we are coming up with different products where they will have a different price category, but that's like the idea that when you want to target a mass, we try and price our products in such a way that they're accessible to as many people as possible. And I also feel that the constant new products that we come up with is also something that keeps us ahead of the competition. Because to be very honest, as soon as we launch a product, it's very like in a few days we'll see somebody else just ripping it off and putting it up. So we have to kind of stay ahead on our toes to keep on coming up with something new so that our customers, like our community, stays with us. I'm really sorry, but we have to just quicken this up. I might have to run to my son.
Of course. Okay, sure. We are done with the questions.
Okay.
Yeah, that was lucky, right? To the last question already. So,
Right.
first thing is, thank you so much for making the time to be here with us and for this interview. And just wanted to inform, maybe you know that 23rd September is the International Day of Sign Languages.
Okay.
United Nations itself has approved this day. It's something similar to Father's Day, Mother's Day. 23rd is the International Day of Sign Languages. Yeah, so we have a lot of, we do a lot around awareness about sign languages on that day.
Okay. Okay. That is amazing. I was not aware about that, but I think we look forward to that.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for joining, Isha.
Thank you so much for having me. Honestly, no words could express the kind of gratitude that I have for getting this opportunity and for reaching the deaf community. I think that is something that we could not have done without the support from you guys. So thank you for spotting us, and thank you for sharing our journey and our story with your audience.
Definitely. The the thing is that it was not easy to connect with you. We tried a lot of different avenues, and finally we connected with you, and really happy that this worked out.
I'm really sorry, but I've been away from work since the past couple of months. But now I'm getting back a little more every day. So I think I'm sorry if you could not get in touch with me earlier.
No worries, no problem. It's very, very natural. So we are so thankful that we finally got the opportunity to meet.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah. That's
All
it
right.
then.
Thank you so much, Rahul, for having me. It was a pleasure.
Same here. We are all so happy.